So you think they're going to start firing doctors up there in Golden State?
I don't know, man. That was weird. But they said we never expected the Achilles to be an issue.
Well, not only that, if you look at Klay Thompson too, with like the hamstring, and now he blew his knee out. I mean, it looks like these doctors are just like, yeah, whatever.
Double overtime.
Oh. Well, hello, everybody.
Hi, welcome to Double Overtime. Clearly, we're too excited. We're talking before we started the show.
We can't help ourselves.
We cannot.
Everybody, this is Monse.
This is Jon. We do that every time.
We do.
Welcome to Double Overtime. There's so much that happened in this week of sports.
It's true. We've crowned a lot of champions recently.
We have crowned a lot of champions.
Yeah.
The Toronto Raptors, they've done it. What are you?
Well, I mean, they did it.
¿Qué es eso?
They did it. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't do it. It just seems like, you know.
Tell me that you're putting a little star next to their win.
You're never going to put a star next to anybody's championship.
Because that's how you're acting right now.
I'm not going to put a star by it because they physically won it.
Okay.
I mean, that they won the games required for them to win the championships. I'm not going to take that away from them. But everybody's out, like, for at least the next 2 years, they're going to be like, well, you know, they didn't have this, they didn't have that. But like 4 or 5 years down the road, no one's going to remember. Like, no one remembers that Michael Jordan beat the Lakers that had a they had an old aging Magic Johnson. Nobody talks about that. They're just like, Michael Jordan won.
Well, that's because he won 6. So I feel like there's just other ones that you talk versus that one because there's others that are more important. But in reality, like, Toronto Raptors beat them fair and square, and they had one true star. One true superstar in Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. You could argue that he did this by himself, but everyone around him stepped up to the plate. Yeah. Every game, it was somebody different. No, so this was like a team effort. And I get it. Durant was hurt. I get it. Klay was hurt. But at the same time, Toronto had beat Warriors with the full squad twice in Oracle, one time in Toronto during the regular season. Right. So it's like, you know, you can't, I get it. Regular season. It's different than playoffs. But don't take away what they've done.
Again, I'm not going to take away what they've done. I just, you know, there's always going to be, at least for the next year of people talking about the games, there's going to be the speculation like, well, you know, when Kevin Durant was out there for just 12 minutes, he was unstoppable.
Well, Kevin Durant can sit down.
Well, he did, unfortunately.
For a whole season
and
now.
That's unfortunate. Like, come on
Very
now. That's
unfortunate.
That man's
Very
hurt.
Freak No. But I'm saying, like, you joined the team that had 90, or what is it, 73 wins. Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. You got your championship, and it's a super freak accident. It sucks that he got hurt like that. And kind of like we were saying before cameras started rolling. Do you blame the doctors?
At this point, you can't, because this is the stuff that we want. You know, if Kirk Gibson wasn't, you know, hobbling up to the plate in 1988, the Dodgers wouldn't have their last World Series. You know, Michael Jordan had the flu, and we all remember when Jordan had the flu and overcame it. Scottie Pippen's holding him barely up, and, you know, he's getting the job done. So we remember those empowering moments where they have, you know, basically been like, I don't need this injury nonsense from you doctors. I'm going to still go out there and be a champion. And that's the stuff that we love to see as fans. So if Kevin Durant went out there, hobbled up, and just went and just destroyed the Raptors, we would have been talking about this as like one of the greatest comebacks in NBA history. But instead, we're like, what were these doctors thinking? They let him go out there. He now tore his Achilles, you know?
Honestly, it's pretty crazy. I was like, when I was watching this go down and then I saw Klay go down, I was like, man, the basketball gods really don't want them to win.
No, I mean,
it was just insane how the ripple effect happened. And, you know, the general manager for the Warriors after KD's injury in the press conference, he was teary-eyed and he was crying. And it makes you wonder, did you guys jump the gun? Why are you crying? Because it seems like you feel bad. I'm hitting the microphone. I'm sorry. Right. It seems like you feel bad. Why are you crying?
Well, you're going to feel bad.
But there's a different, like, guilty. You're right. Because we all felt bad. All of us watching that game, you feel bad because you don't want something like that to happen. But that was almost like a guilt.
Well, maybe he felt guilty because, you know, maybe he and others were trying to maybe push the idea of him getting out there. Now, he was cleared by doctors. So at that point, I mean, the GM is not at fault. These doctors claim that he was okay to go. So when the doctors say it's okay, he's really not at fault anymore. The doctors pretty much are, you know?
They are guilty.
They're guilty.
What?
We think they're guilty. The doctors are guilty.
They probably are guilty.
What do you guys think? Do you blame the doctors? Do you think this was just a freak accident? Because it's funny how this happens with the team that's playing Kawhi Leonard, who took his injury so seriously that I judged him when he was in San Antonio.
Right.
I judged him because everybody was saying
the only one.
he was cleared. The doctors cleared him. 2 different sets of doctors cleared him, and I judged him for taking so long. So it's funny how this happens against a guy who literally was like, I'm not coming back until I want to come back.
And that's what players should do, because no one knows your body better than you. You know, like a doctor can tell you something, but you can still be like, I don't know, man, I don't feel all right. You know,
Right.
And so if you don't think you're all right, then maybe you're not. And Kawhi, again, he's prime example. The man said, I'm not okay. He took basically a whole year off. Everybody's like, look at you. You don't love the game anymore. He goes to Toronto and wins a championship immediately.
And wins the MVP. He joins LeBron James and Kareem as the only players to win Finals MVP with 2 different teams.
Well, he's also the only one to do it in 2 different conferences.
Exactly. So a history was made. We also have the first brothers who are now NBA champions.
What brothers?
Marc Gasol and Pau Gasol. How did you know?
I was like, not at the same time.
No, but they're
okay.
the only
I got
brothers
you.
in
Yeah,
NBA
yeah.
history who have both won.
Right.
That's pretty cool, no?
That is cool. That is cool. That's amazing. I mean, because when he was playing with the Grizzlies, no one expected that.
I have a question.
Question.
What's that?
Is the first time that he's also 2 different countries?
Ooh. Well, this is Toronto's very first win.
Yeah.
And it's the only one that I guess is not part of the US. So
Yeah,
this
so-
is the very first one. Correct. It's so much history happened in
A lot of
this.
stuff was going on.
A lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
then we got the Toronto general manager punching a officer
security-
trying
or
to
an
get
officer, yeah.
onto the court after they won.
Well, he of all
apparently.
people needs to be on that court.
Right.
He fired a coach that won Coach of the Year. He also took the risk on getting rid of DeRozan,
Right.
the guy who loves Toronto. He got
Right.
rid of him to bring in Kawhi, who you only are guaranteed 1 year with.
Right.
Kawhi can go anywhere he wants to after this. He could be like, look, I gave you this, Drake. Now I'm dipping.
Now I'm dipping. I really like what he said, though. They interviewed him and he's like, I know like this has been several years in the making, but to be honest, luck is involved. And it's so true.
Yeah, I mean, like, he just was lucky that the situation turned out as well as it did. Like, he's lucky he got on a good team.
Yeah.
He's lucky that probably the Warriors weren't up to snuff. I mean, you can't say that 4 or 5 injuries didn't quite help them. I mean, so like, all the things worked out in their favor. And you know what? You can't take anything from them because you know what? They went through the same season everybody else went through. It's just they didn't have the injuries. Maybe it's because they sat Kawhi down for 20 games during the season. Maybe teams will look at that.
Maybe teams will look at that. But also in the world of basketball, a lot going on with trades right now. The Los Angeles Lakers have officially attained Anthony Davis.
How did Vegas know this before it actually happened?
Honestly, Vegas is a trip. But my question for
did they
you,
know?
as the Lakers fan, hence why I'm wearing LeBron.
Yeah.
Sure. Also, you guys know I am a Clippers fan, so I cannot be wearing no Lakers. I never will. I won't
true.
even make a bet that causes me to possibly have to wear a Lakers jersey. Like, never. So I'm wearing my LeBron James MVP shirt from when he was a Cavs and they won back in 2016 because I'm pretty sure this is what LeBron feels right now.
He feels happy.
He is so ecstatic that he has Anthony Davis on his side. As a
Frank Vogel is probably ecstatic.
super excited. As a Lakers fan, are you happy with what the Lakers gave up to get Anthony Davis? Because that's like a big thing. I don't care.
Yeah, a lot of people are upset because they feel like too much was given up. Now,
Right.
my thing is I'm a little like upset with the idea of so many first round picks. I mean, why are you giving so many away? Now, I have no problem with you getting rid of Lonzo Ball because he can't hit free throws, he can't shoot, and he can't stay healthy.
You hear that, LeVar?
I have, yeah. Oh, well, hopefully he's heard that by now.
Yeah.
I have no problem with you getting rid of Brandon Ingram because
Okay.
he doesn't play well with LeBron. He only scores if LeBron's not on the court. So that's not going to work because you want LeBron on the court. And then Hart, he's a good player, but he also gets hurt a lot too.
Right.
So like you're getting rid of a bunch of injuries and some draft picks. I think you'll be okay. Viewers, what do you think about the Lakers' decision?
You know, just being as a basketball fan, it really just seems like the Lakers gave up a lot of possible potential, but it's not, you don't know. What if they're never going to go beyond what they already do? And I know they gave up a lot, but it's like, you got AD. Like you got Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and that's what you wanted. Now, granted, they probably didn't have to give up as much because Anthony Davis already said he didn't want to play for them. He didn't want to play for most teams they were going to try to send him to. So most teams aren't going to want to give away the farm for a guy they know they're only going to have for 1 year.
It's very, very true.
So they probably didn't have to give up all those extra draft picks, but I guess just to make sure you hold on to Kyle Kuzma, who played well with LeBron on the court, that's the one guy you have to keep. He hits free throws. He's not afraid to take that last shot. He knows that he is a very good complement to LeBron James. Whereas, again, the other guys, not so much. Like Hart sometimes looked like he was scared to play with LeBron out.
I mean, I would be too. Let's be real. One final question for you as a Lakers fan. Do you think you're going to get another player?
Well, they're going to have
another big player. I'm not talking about like a small, like Danny Green, who's great. Not, you know what I mean? Like someone like a Kyrie, Kawhi, because now that's a story that Kawhi wants to go to the Lakers.
I mean, that would be quite a story if he makes his way over there. And I mean, I don't know what the rest of the team is going to look like. I might have to suit up. You know?
Might have to play. It's going to be 3 versus 5.
Yeah.
In that way.
They could probably still win with the length of Anthony Davis. I mean,
Seriously.
what is he, like 8 feet tall with those arms?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
sort of.
Yeah. So again, I don't know what they're going to do if they get Kawhi, but at the same time, they probably don't have to get a major star. They just need to have good components around them. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Now, I know it seems like we're only talking about basketball, but we're going to shift gears. We're going to move forward. We're getting people yelling at us.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can ask a question.
I hear that the Clippers, they may move to Vegas.
Really?
Ooh, yeah, I heard that rumor too.
But that's been a rumor for a while of
It
like
has.
moving the team. And to be honest with you, I think now that Ballmer has not done it, I don't think he's going to.
Well, I mean, you never know what a billionaire might do.
Sure. But I feel like after this year, you know, he should be proud of what he's done, especially here in LA. It's created more of a buzz. It all started, obviously, you can argue with Blake Griffin years ago, creating a buzz for the Clippers that was not there. So I don't think it's going to happen. The rumors have floated around throughout the last couple of years. Maybe it's just my heart, me praying. I'm going to say no because I'm going to have to go to Vegas a lot.
Yeah,
Man, I love Vegas. We love Vegas.
I do love Vegas.
We have fun.
If they go there, I'm not going to be upset with it. But the idea of the Clippers leaving LA, even being second fiddle in Los Angeles, is still probably better than being top bill in Vegas.
Agreed.
If we're going to be honest.
And after this year, I really feel like they should be proud of what they did. And it's like, why are you going to go?
Right. And if they can land Kawhi, that'll be amazing. I mean, it sounds like Kawhi is going to try to come to either LA team. If he comes to the Clippers, I think the Clippers can now make a run for it along with the Lakers. Because, I mean, let's be honest, that team is already pretty solid. You add Kawhi in there, and you're looking at a great team because they're not getting KD because he's probably not leaving now that he's torn his Achilles.
So.
And then they're not going to get any other ones like Klay Thompson. He's not leaving after the ACL. I mean, you're looking at two guys that are about to get paid to sit on a bench for a whole year. I mean, it's unfortunate, but they gave it their all. I mean, when you're looking at, for Klay, he gave 5 straight years in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, his body's probably just taking some wear and tear.
So many more games. And, you know, Klay, as much as I don't like to give credit to any Warriors, Klay really plays every play as if it's his last play, you know? So you could totally understand why his body went through what it did. But still unfortunate. Hopefully he'll be back before, you know, he thinks he'll be back.
Yeah.
It's a tough injury. Certain people handle it differently. So
right. You know,
we'll see.
And he tried to go right back out there. So, I mean, he did not care. He was like, look, I'll play on a torn ACL.
All right. But let's switch gears a little bit because a lot of other stuff happened in sports, not just basketball. We finally have a Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, it's because I brought that plastic Blues cup. I did it for them, and they won for me.
They did.
It was not much of a game to watch, though, but it was the highest rated hockey game in history. I mean, everybody was watching this game. I mean, I was at a bar. I don't think half the people even knew what hockey was, but they were looking at the screen and yelling.
That day they knew what it was.
Exactly.
I love when that happens, when there's like a big game and people just join in because everyone's so excited and they're like, I don't know. I bet you those people ended up buying a St. Louis shirt after the fact because that's how it starts. That's how it starts. Yeah, the Blues won 4-1. I was way wrong. I thought Boston was going to win and I thought they were going to win easily. Definitely not go to a game 7. Oh, right. Ryan O'Reilly wins the MVP, the Conn Smythe Award, which is pretty great. But I honestly would give a lot of the credit to the goalie, Jordan Binnington.
Yeah.
Because in that first period, any momentum that Boston had, he shut it down.
He really did.
He was like Mutombo.
And I've realized now, I think it's better to have a very young, agile goalie because he was just all over that place, just sliding around. It's just like any guy in his like mid to late 30s ain't falling around on the ice like he was. Like, I mean, he's just legs spread all over the place, like, and he just stopped everything except for one.
He's like that commercial, I think it's for Geico, where they have a walrus in front of a hockey goalie. And they're like, it's a walrus. He's kind of like a skinny walrus, but like really any momentum they had, he was like, shut it down. We're not doing this.
He was doing great. And I mean, Ryan O'Reilly did well. I mean, that name right there, that sounds like the perfect like hockey champion name.
100%.
Ryan O'Reilly.
Yep.
Good Irish boy.
Good Irish boy. I hope he wins that. I mean, I hope he hears that. And then maybe he does get an award because it rolls right off the tongue.
It does roll right off, you know.
You know what also rolls right off the tongue? USA dominates Thailand with a 13-0 win.
Goodness.
Women's Cup, man.
I saw that. I was texting you the whole time. I was like, this is like a video game. I'm like, it's 5-0. It's 6-0. Dang, it's 7-0. I mean, they just kept scoring at will.
And then that's when Jon was like, I have to get an Alex Morgan shirt. That's it. I'm getting two.
Yeah.
See, that's how it starts. You start watching an exciting game, and then all of a sudden you become a fan bigger than you thought.
That's right. Just the slaughter. I mean, and then people are upset about them running up the score. No one was mad when the Dream Team was beating people like by 60, 70 points.
I didn't understand that because to me, it's more disrespectful if the coach would have been like, okay, all of you get out, second bench, third bench, get out there. Right. That is more disrespectful than them playing the entire game.
Plus, you can't make that many substitutes.
But you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like you giving up or you feeling bad. To me, that's more disrespectful.
What's really disrespectful is that Thailand kept that poor girl in at goalie. You suit anybody else up and put them out there. Like, I mean, to have 13 goals scored on you, that has to hurt. You know, like take her out after 8, send somebody else in there for the other 5. But why does she have to take the hit for all 13?
And also, people here complaining about the USA team, and nobody talks about how 2 of the USA women's teammates went to that goalie, consoled her, gave her a hug before they went to cheer with the rest of their teammates. But nobody's talking about that. No. We're just talking about how women cheer too much.
Right. I had no problem with them cheering. I had no problem with them scoring. I loved every savage minute of it. It was wonderful. And then the next game, who did they play? Sweden? Sweden destroyed
Chile.
No. I'm talking about for Thailand.
Thailand. Got it.
Yeah, Sweden beat the mess out of them, and no one seemed to care about that.
I know. It's like, why are you so harsh? There's no reason. But then USA does beat Chile, and in this game, it was quite funny because of the cheering comments that they were making. Lloyd and Horan, I think that's how she says her last name.
So too, yeah.
They cheered after they scored, but then did a bit of a golf clap.
Right.
To kind of silence all those people that were talking smack, as you should. And it was I heard more men talking about these women. And I want to, no uterus, no opinion, sit down. Like, what are you saying?
Again, I had no problem with what they were doing because, again, I remember the Dream Team. I just don't think people remember the good old days when the USA would just slaughter people in sports and no one seemed to care about it. Like, no one cares that Michael Jordan is still out there with Magic Johnson scored all kinds of points on poor, Angola or something like that. You know, like they're just wiping the floor with these people. No one seemed to care then.
Nobody cares when the Warriors win by 30. Like, come on.
Well, 30. But we're talking about like 60 points, you know, like that's a substantial spread. Like that's a whole nother game you've played, you know, so.
But it's an exciting Women's World Cup happening. It really is.
I have a feeling the USA team is going to do very well. Their next game is against Sweden, you know, so I think they'll win. You
know, and France is doing well. It's going to be a fun next couple of rounds as we get going. So just make sure you're watching it. And if you're not watching baseball, you're also missing out on some fun stuff that's happening in baseball.
Right. Well, it's true. A couple of cycles happened recently.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 guys did it. Jake Bauer and also Shohei Ohtani.
Yes. And he actually became the first Japanese-born player to hit for the cycle.
That's true.
And he's the 8th one to hit for the cycle for the Angels. The first one since Mike Trout did it in 2013. team.
I mean, no surprise that Mike Trout was the
Right.
last
Not
person
at
to
all.
do it for the Angels.
Not
I mean,
at all.
he's still the best thing the Angels have had in a very long time and probably in the future. So,
Right. And, we got obviously the same people or the same teams seem to be dominating in baseball. Like nothing has really changed a lot in the last couple of weeks. It's kind of the same teams, right? Yeah. But the Yankees just added another huge hitter to their lineup.
Right. Yeah, it seems a bit strange. I mean, especially since your other two big bats are supposed to be coming back from rehab here soon.
Right.
So I don't know what they were doing there.
Edwin Encarnacion.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking there because, I mean, it's good to get home runs. Don't get me wrong. And I mean, the way that the sport is going now, you do want more home runs, but you already have a lot of home runs coming in, apparently.
I mean, that's what's happening in baseball nowadays. The Rockies and the Padres, they combined for 92 runs in a 4-game series. I'm sorry, what?
Well, really did. That Rockies game was outrageous. How do you lose that game? I mean, how do you lose that game? You give up, 6 runs in the 9th inning, and then you still allow them to pile on more later in the 12th? I mean, that's pathetic.
I can't.
Just pathetic in every way.
What do you guys think about all of these homers that are happening in MLB? Like, that's insane. 92 runs in 4 games. Okay?
It's probably juiced up balls.
Do you think that? Do you think the ball is juiced?
I kind of do now. I really kind of do. Like before, I was like, people, this is bull. There's no way they've juiced these balls. But I mean, at this point in time, I mean, even Alex Verdugo nearly hit it 500 feet. That dude ain't big enough for that. So something's going on.
Exactly 459 feet.
Yeah,
Alex Verdugo. It's the furthest home run at Dodger
500.
Stadium this year. Yeah. This year. I guess I don't want to believe they're juiced. I don't want to believe it, but you're right. I mean, this makes no sense.
Yeah, these balls are just sailing.
They are just going places. But I think it's time for us to move into something where we can actually argue something we disagree upon.
Oh, okay.
We're going to enter our Civil War segment right now,
dun, dun,
ladies
dun.
and gents. And it has to do with baseball.
All right, well, let's keep the theme going.
Let's keep the theme going.
All
So
right.
there's been a conversation lately whether MLB should switch their umpires to robot umpires because a lot of missed calls happen in the strike zone. Okay. John thinks that we should move to robots. I do not. But we're going to let John start and tell us why he thinks we should move to robots.
Quit trying to persuade the audience,
I'm
by
not
the way.
persuading anybody.
Do not. Like you were trying to persuade. No. I see what you're doing. Look, here's what's going on, people. You have umpires, some of which are clearly just making calls based on who's at the plate. Like they are going, oh, that's a strike. That sucker's like a good feet or 2 feet out of the strike zone. It's insanity. Like if you can just, let's say we have right here a nice little plate. For those of you who are listening in, I'm holding up Don Newcomb and he's standing on a plate that's not where you pitch from. But either way, if somebody just made it so that there's a camera that oversees the plate and judges the height of the ball, you can easily take care of any kind of error that a human would have. You could still put the umpire back there and say, oh, he's out on the slide at home. So we're not losing any jobs. The man can still have a job. He's just not paying attention to if it's a strike or not.
Okay, well, you're stupid if you think that this isn't going to lead to other people losing jobs. We move one job to a robot position, that is the end of human error in sports. Every sport is going to try and become a robot in a sense of calling the games.
But we already use robots because we have cameras all over the place to judge replays.
Okay, but that's a little different. That still involves a person making the final choice and looking at a video replay. There's still a human interaction there. And I understand what you're saying. Like, we can literally put a strike zone and it'll be clear as day, black and white. Right. But that takes away part of what baseball is. Baseball is one of the oldest sports around. And if you take that home umpire out who does those calls, I feel like some of the excitement of baseball would be taken out.
Yeah, and then...
Oh, yeah. So I'm right?
Yeah.
Did I win?
The excitement of somebody being awful behind the plate and pissing off all the fans. Like, you have all these people who clearly saw a ball well out of the strike zone, and he's like, strike?
Oh, you're talking about the person in top deck? You're right. They saw it real clear.
Oh, well, because they could probably watch the Jumbotron. It'll show it there, too. They show it everywhere. People can see when this guy has screwed up. Yeah, you throw something. You throw something because I'm right.
I'm right. At you.
Throw it at me. I'm right. There's millions of dollars on the line. These are people trying to.
And yet the sport is still thriving.
Yeah.
It's still nothing. It's fine. Like you're just why change something that obviously is not that big of an issue because it would have been fixed.
It is a big enough issue. You see players nearly fighting umpires over terrible calls.
It's not in the moment. When I see, okay, you're right. This is the line. This is the little box they give you on TV, and the ball is a centimeter outside.
Oh, that's not all the time.
But most of the time, you're saying a very few that are like, yeah, that was a terrible call. But most of the other ones, it's like, it's in the range. Why would you get a robot to do that? That takes part of the fun out.
I think it'll make things much better for those who are, again, out here trying to make decent money for their families.
Thank you.
What is this?
Sega fans already agreeing with me. What do you guys, listeners, what do you guys think, viewers? Should the MLB, and we're just talking about the home umpire, right? The strike
just
zone,
the home plate. That's
the home plate umpire who calls the strikes and the balls. Should that be a robot? Should it be done with technology? And should we avoid the human error that occasionally does happen? I do not think so. Let us know if you're Team Monse or if you're Team Jon.
If you're a real baseball fan, you're on my team.
Obviously not. That's actually one of the, if you're a true baseball fan, you can't possibly want to switch to a robot.
Why not? Because it'll be more accurate. It's better for the game.
But it doesn't even change that game that much.
Muncie, if somebody gets a walk and then somehow makes it around home because of some bull call that was made, that changes the game. That could change the whole outlook of somebody's season.
We could argue this about any sport then. I mean, and we do that. One play can matter or one call can matter, but it's part of the sport.
But what do you need a robot for like soccer?
What do you need a robot for?
But I'm just saying other sports. What would you need a robot for soccer? What would you need a robot for basketball? No, there's nothing that a referee physically standing there can't judge on those things. If the ball's in the goal, the ball's in the goal.
We have a question.
In soccer, they have the ball has a chip.
Mm-hmm.
So they use it just in case of goal. So
in case it goes across the line.
Across the line.
Yep.
They let them know that it was a goal. I don't know. It could be the same in baseball.
Makes sense to me, doesn't it?
But
Makes
okay, so
sense
then not a rope, but still have that umpire there and have the ball.
Well, then put a chip in the ball. That's a lot of chips.
That's a lot of chips. I know you go through so many. I know. I'm like, how many balls do we go through in a game? Like 100?
Like 200 chips per game, but
that's
whatever.
A lot. I do not agree.
I agree.
I don't think so at all. You guys let us know what you think, because clearly we are not going to come to an agreement, at least not right now, because I don't think I convinced him and he definitely did not convince me.
I will be convinced.
Anybody? No, Team Monse, right? Great. Everybody wants.
Monse.
Yes. Thank you so much. All right. I'm done fighting with you. Why don't we have a little fun?
Let's do it.
Let's play some truth or dare.
Let's do it.
Don't think truth or dare. Not like that.
Dang. You got me all excited, Monse. I was happy.
Did you have a truth or dare ready for me?
Yeah, I did,
Oh, look. What did you have for me?
Nothing.
No, exactly.
Right.
We have a new game that we're going to play with you guys called Truth or Dare, which is basically yes or no. Do you agree? Do you disagree? So Jon and I will be asking or stating facts to each other that we might feel, and we just want to see how the other one reacts to it. We'll start out real basic. Okay. McDonald's has the best fries.
What? I guess truth. I mean, who are we going against? Burger King? They got terrible fries.
Jack in the Box?
No.
You don't like curly fries?
Oh, well, okay. Sorry, we got to be very distinct. Are we talking about are we talking about straight fries or curly fries? Because curly fries,
it's the French fries.
There's also waffle fries. There's all kinds of fries. Look, she wasn't very specific, okay? Now, if we're talking about just straight up cut fries, McDonald's is bringing it. Curly fries, yeah, I guess Jack in the Box.
Okay, well that I started off easy and it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
You go, Jon.
I mean, we're very specific, but now here's what's happening really though. In basketball right now, Lonzo Ball is leaving. Now, is this the end of us caring about anything LeVar Ball has to say, because now his butt's going to be in a small market of New Orleans?
How dare you say that? How dare you say that LeVar Ball cannot still make noise?
What?
That's what I think, to be honest with you. And here's the thing. People are going to want to follow him. He's already created this image that people want to follow. He's got like a Facebook thing. I think you can send him to the middle of nowhere and we are going to hear about.
Somebody's going to still put a microphone in his face.
Yep, we're going to put a microphone. Why are we putting a microphone in his face now?
Well, because it's still mildly LA relevant, you know.
I think no matter where we go, LeVar Ball is going to be with the mic in front of his face. And even if it's his own mic, but he's going to put it online and we're going to come across. So as much as I don't want to agree with you, how dare you say LeVar Ball will not be in the limelight no matter where he goes.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Right. I hate that one. Okay. Well,
John.
Yes.
Harper will end the season with a .250 batting average.
How dare you? How dare you? Harper will have less than 250 because he is pathetic. I mean, I can't even believe he's close to 250 as it is.
That's why I'm not even giving you too much, giving him too much.
No, I can't even believe he's even near 250 right now because the man is not batting well at all. And if he is swinging the ball, he's trying to hit a home run or he's striking out, which he's doing most of the time. There's no way he can keep up what he's supposed to be doing at the rate he's getting paid. You know, like he's getting paid what? Nearly $28 million a year. Right now, he's showing a net worth to me of about $2.3 million, something you could be given to a AAA baseball player.
So, no.
Yeah. How dare you think he's going to keep 250?
Well, maybe a little wager.
He'll be close to the Mendoza line. Trust me on that. Now, Monse. Due to the fact that there was a victory on the road, Taco Bell is going to be giving out free tacos on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now, I plan on getting at least 5 tacos
of course.
In one day. What do you think about that?
Truth. I believe that. Truth. I believe that. If I ate meat, I would have 5 of those. Those are delicious. Those Doritos tacos. I'm waiting for them to get a Impossible meat or Beyond the Meat or something.
Right.
Come on, Taco Bell, get on it. Del Taco already got it.
Are we still believing that Taco Bell is serving meat? Is that what are we still under that belief?
Just a little. Right? What do you guys think? Does Taco Bell serve real meat?
I don't think
Truth,
so.
or are you daring enough to go eat it?
A lot of people are daring enough to go eat it. That's for sure.
I've actually really enjoyed me some Taco Bell, to be honest with you. Just no meat in it. All right. Space Jam is the best sports movie ever.
Well, I mean, how dare you? I mean, Space Jam, I will admit, is one of the greatest movies of all time, but it's not the greatest sports movie.
Okay.
I mean, come on, that's
Why don't you? It's mine.
It's your okay.
It's mine.
I mean, all right, I'll take it, but I mean, you know, from my childhood, I had a lot of amazing movies. There's Rookie of the Year. You got Little Giants that came out. There's so many sports movies that were amazing. Even the Mighty Ducks. I'm taking the Mighty
Sandlot?
Ducks. The Sandlot.
About Sandlot?
The Sandlot and the Mighty Ducks are better than Space Jam.
All right, listen. Oh, how dare you say that?
The Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks. Space Jam was hilarious. Space Jam with the cartoons incorporated with all of these basketball stars? Come on. I'm not saying that all of these other games are not, or all these other movies aren't great. Remember, The Titans is great. The Sandlot, I'm glad we brought that one up. The Green Giant, Big Green?
The Big Green.
The Big Green, the soccer one?
Yeah.
So good.
There's a lot of great ones from that.
Field of Dreams?
Oh, that's a tearjerker right there.
That is a tearjerker.
That poor man gave up his career just to save a baby from choking on a hot dog. He went his baseball career.
And now here we are. Spoilers!
In case you haven't seen Field of Dreams. All right, Monse.
You got one more for me?
I got one more for you.
Okay.
Recently, Shohei Ohtani just hit for the cycle and was the very first Japanese-born baseball player to hit for the cycle. Now, does this mean he is going to be better than Ichiro?
Oh! Wow, John, that is a good one.
I saved the good ones for you.
That was good. Truth.
Okay.
You know, I know that's saying a lot. But this dude is good. He's good. He's big. You know, Ichiro was a smaller dude.
He was a smaller man.
So I think
is
a smaller man. I think it's not clear. It's not clear whether it's truth or dare. Part of me wants to say, how dare you say that? I am at like 55% with truth that he will be the next greatest, biggest Japanese born star we're gonna have.
Oh, all right.
That was a good one. I like that one. I didn't know what else. I I kind of want to take it back. I don't even know if I made the right choice. Oh no.
We'll see a few years from now.
Oh my goodness, I'm nervous. Okay, we gotta wrap it up because I don't think I made the right choice. It was in the moment. I cannot. Ichiro, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
I know.
You're great. I don't know. That's such a good one. I don't know.
All right, everybody. Well, I think that was another episode of Double Overtime.
Yes. Thank you so much for always tuning in and listening. Please like, share, comment, follow the network at LATV Network. You can follow us also.
Yes, you can follow me at John024Durnell on Instagram. Also, Twitterless John. That's twit_Turless John on Twitter. And then you can follow Monse.
You can follow. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
or maybe
you're
I did. You can follow me across social media at Monse Bolanos. Please go ahead and comment. Tell us what you think of everything we discussed on the Truth or Dares. Is the Warriors dynasty coming to an end? Let us know what you think about that. Where's Kawhi going? Are you happy with the Lakers trade? Let us know everything that you think that we've discussed, and we'll see you guys next time.
It's true. Bye, everybody.
Bye.